The Dallas Mavericks have signed Jaden Hardy to a 3-year contract extension, beating the deadline for certain eligible players. We're going to break it down here on Mavericks Today. Harrison Graham and Jeffrey Cooperstein with you. Coop, we'll get to the Quinton Grimes decision here in a little bit, but this one kind of snuck up on us. Neither of us really saw this one coming, and Hardy gets 3 years and $18 million per Shams Charania and other reports.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised about this deal. I knew that they were in active negotiations with Quentin Grimes, but the fact that they got this deal done with Jaden Hardy, it kind of came out of nowhere for me. This deal did kind of surprise me, and it's something that I think the Mavs wanted to get done because they believe in the potential here of Jaden Hardy, and it doesn't shock me whatsoever.
Yeah, the final year is a team. I think it's a team option.
Team option, yes.
Yeah, team option.
So more or less, it's a 2-year deal. But if the Mavs decide that they want to give Jaden Hardy another extension, theoretically, a season into it, they could. So the Mavs have a lot of options here, and I think that's kind of what they were looking at as far as the extension goes. Hardy showed some ability, especially in the postseason. They relied on him to play a decent amount of minutes, and I think he did a pretty good job. Especially in the Thunder series, he was pretty good.
The 2 middle rounds, he was pretty good.
Yeah, the middle rounds.
They gave him an opportunity against OKC. It was pretty solid, and that continued against Minnesota. He did not show that much effectiveness in the finals. But
correct.
Look, $6 million per year nowadays for a guy who's a professional scorer is pretty cheap, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Like $6 million, 8 years ago, is that's the mid-level. Now this is like nothing. I mean, it's a very tradable contract if you need to move him in a deal. So
it's not quite a minimum contract, but it more or less is.
Yeah, it's nothing that's gonna break your books or anything like that. Give us your one-word reaction to the Jaden Hardy contract extension down in the comment section below. Go ahead and let us know what you guys think. And obviously, Coop, the Mavs are hoping to find consistency here because his first season, he was more impactful in terms of efficiency. I think we both expected that three-point number to come down a little bit this past year, which it did, but still 36% is a respectable number. If he could just play with more consistency, and I think two things in particular, Coop. One, being more of a playmaker for others, which we saw a little bit of that in the playoffs last year, especially in the pick and roll, throwing those alley-oops to the two bigs. And then two, just improving defensively. He's got to be more of at least a passable player on that end of the court. If he can do those two things, then this could end up being a bargain because he's a player that on any given night can go for 25 points. I mean, he is a professional scorer of the basketball.
100%. And Jason Kidd kind of echoed that sentiment as well. If he wants to take this next step, he's going to have to step it up defensively and in playmaking, but especially on the defensive end. With the loss of Dante Exum now, who's going to be out until at least the new year, Hardy's going to be playing up more of that role, and he's going to have to be more aggressive and more accurate on that defensive end if he wants to make a name for himself and keep himself in this rotation. I think as of right now, Kidd sees him as part of this thing, but if he shows that he can't really guard anybody and hasn't made much progress as far as the playmaking goes, I don't know how long he lasts there with Jason Kidd. He might have a short leash.
I mean, look, let's face it. The opportunity is there. Exum is out, and I know it's just preseason, but Dinwiddie couldn't make anything in the preseason, and he's coming off a bad year. If he comes out of the gate slow, Jaden Hardy is going to get opportunities to get minutes, and it's just up to him to take it if those opportunities come, which I would expect they do. So kudos to Hardy for getting a deal, and I think from the Mavs standpoint, there's not a ton of downside here. Easy to move that contract if you decide you need to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, Prize Picks sponsoring today's show. We appreciate Prize Picks Daily Fantasy made easy. Basketball is back. Football is ongoing. Baseball is nearing its conclusion. All the sports at once, and all you got to do is choose more or less on your Prize Picks lineups as long as you select at least 2 players. Here's what you need to do right now, though, is sign up, create an account, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a bonus of $50 when you play for just $5 initially. If you don't know what a good entry feels like, here's a little play we've got here on a Monday. Derrick Henry to find the end zone. We got the more there. He's been a touchdown machine this year. Baker Mayfield, we got less on his passing yards going up against the capable Baltimore defense. And then Justin Herbert, less on his passing yards as well. They've been running the football a lot. 5 to win, just under 50 here. And again, doesn't matter if you win or lose. If you just play for $5, if you're a new customer, you're going to get a $50 bonus straight into your account. All you got to do is create an account with our link, prizepicks.com/CLNS. The code CLNS gets you that $50 bonus. Okay. No deal for Quentin Grimes, Scoop. A little surprising that this did not come to fruition. It kind of felt like all along he was going to get, the Josh Green type of deal. Sounds like he wanted a little bit more than the Mavs are willing to offer, so Dallas is going to, I don't want to use the word gamble, but they're going to play this thing out this year and see how it goes.
Yep.
Stein had that report that there was a gap in the negotiations. Maybe Dallas is willing to do like 3 for $40. Maybe he wanted a 4th year. Maybe he wanted, closer to, I don't know, 15, 16 million per year. Who knows? And now we wait and we see how this plays out. And, I would have liked to get this done because I think we saw with Josh Green last year, like, even if he's just the same player, those contracts are pretty easy to move.
Absolutely.
But if he wanted 16, 18 million a year, I guess I can't blame Dallas. He is coming off of an injury. So now we just wait and see how this plays out this year.
And the beauty of it is it's restricted free agency. So if he goes out there and doesn't get an offer that he likes, the Mavs can probably sign him to a team-friendly deal. Or if he goes out there and gets an offer he does like, the Mavs still have an option to match that contract. So basically, in summary, if they want Quentin Grimes on this team for the foreseeable future, there is a path to still getting that done. I think Grimes is going to be a key part of this rotation. I kind of see him, I don't know if you agree or not, Harrison, when the likes of Luka, Kyrie, or Klay are sitting out, I think Grimes is the guy that goes into this starting lineup. And I think he's going to end up starting maybe 15 to 20 games, given, rest nights and injuries that may occur. I think he's going to be that guy that steps into the starting five.
Yeah, I mean, I think he and Najee Marshall are the two guys, but Marshall might play more front court minutes. It just kind of depends there. But, I think he's going to play a good amount. And, look, he's betting on himself a little bit. The Mavs are kind of allowing him to do that because they didn't meet his demands. And, it's one of those things that you'd rather play it out and have to pay a little more than pay a little more than you want and it not work out. Like, you see this, it's not apples to apples, but you see this in the NFL all the time, Coop. These teams just pay these quarterbacks. Oh, the market. Well, if they're still under contract,
there's no need.
You can play it out. Like, I'd rather pay my quarterback $58 million a year and know he's the guy than pay him $51 and be like, oh shit, I don't know if he's the guy. Right. So, if you maybe you end up having to pay Grimes 4 for $80 after this year. But I'd rather do that if he turns into like a 15.3 and D guy than pay him, 4 for $60 and he's an injury-prone guy that's inconsistent. Like, he's Josh Green, and you paid him $15 million a year.
Look, if you have to pay Grimes 4 for $80, that probably means he had a really good year, and the Mavs did some things in the postseason. So I wouldn't be mad at that whatsoever. And, they absolutely can let this play out, and there's no rush for either side to get anything done, and they can't get anything done now until next summer.
And unlike Jalen Brunson, like you said, he's restricted. So the Mavs still hold the power and the control in this situation where they will, even if he gets a deal that they're not super comfortable with, they could match it if they want to. So we'll see how it goes, and it all starts on Thursday night, by the way. Will Quentin Grimes be on the Mavs next year? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Let us know in the comments. And Coop, opening night just a couple days away.
Yes.
Mavs, Spurs, you're going to be live for a watch party
I cannot wait.
On Thursday night. Coop's going to try and do at least half the games this year. That's what we're rooting for. Especially once football season ends, he'll be able to do more of them. But we'll try to fit in at least one a week during football season, including opening night. And I'm fired up to tune in and see how it goes. And Wemby versus Luka opening night. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Sounds like everyone for the Mavs, bar Dante Exum, should be available, including Maxi Kleba as well. So we'll see how long that lasts, but it sounds like he's going to be healthy for opening night.
More or less, 40 games for Maxi this year.
I'll take a slight more, but not much. Yeah. Yes, please join us on opening night. I'll probably be live 15 to 20 minutes before game time, so can't wait for that. And hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys soon here on Mavericks Today.
Peace.